Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No sound. Can you hear me? Yeah, that was Miss Call by Jaree. Missed call by Jaree. Hi, how's everybody doing this day? Y'all, I'm so glad y'all came to join me. Y'all know I don't do this very often. I ain't been coming live very often. I promise y'all I haven't. And that's the reason why. I've been busy. I'm going to my live on my YouTube. Y'all, I'm going to my live on my phone so I can catch y'all in the chat. Because y'all know the stream, y'all, the chat is slower than the regular YouTube. Let me hit up. There you go. Live chat. All right, let me go ahead and tell everybody hello. Hello, Lena Pretty Brown Eyes. Hello, my darling. Hello, Miss Keitha. Hello, Clyde Broke. Again, cause Mona reverse payment back to the stroll. Okay. Miss Lorraine Boykin. Hello. Jill's Comfort Zone. Hi, how are you? Is it better? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Can you hear me now? Good, 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 good. Okay, so tonight I am going to be giving my thoughts on wives know their positions, side chicks play your role. I am known as a 30-year side chick. I figured I got just as much right as anybody else to give my commentary as anybody else. So here goes. I have been a wife and I have been a side chick. When I was a wife, I knew my position. When I was a side chick, I played my role. Hey, Montoria, how are you? I'm glad you guys came to join me. Okay, so here's my take on this whole situation. Hey, Vibrant, my darling, how are you? So this is my take on this whole situation. First off, as the wife, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I like yellow. I like the color yellow. So here's my this is my take on as the wife. When I was a wife, I knew my position. I didn't expect my ex-husbands, neither one of them, to go out and cheat on me. But as the wife, I was so confident in my position, and I did what I felt I was supposed to do as a wife, that I didn't worry about another woman. I always made it clear to my husband, and I've had two husbands. I made it clear to both of them, as long as my situation is comfortable and taken care of, and we're not putting me in a precarious situation where people are knocking on my door or running up on me, I'm good. And the reason I said that is because, you guys, okay, so during my first marriage, I was in the army. I was young. I got married very young. Hey, Season of the Witch, how are you, sweetheart? I was young when I got married, and I was in the military. Most veterans will tell you that, hello, Colesboro, how are you? Most veterans will tell you that military bases are nothing like the real world. People try to pretend like a military base is the real world, but it's not. Military bases are not the real world. Living in the dorms is not the real world. Living in housing is not the real world. It's a world all unto itself. Um, hey Robin, how are you? For those of you who don't realize, being in the military, on a military base is a self-contained city in itself. And depending upon where you're stationed, a lot of those military folks don't even venture outside of the base. Because 9 times out of 10, if they're a new soldier or a young soldier, they probably don't even have a vehicle. Well, there's a lot of military people who don't have vehicles. So, in as much as saying that, um, in as much as saying that, it is a whole world unto itself. So the military is something totally different. Even if you go all post. Okay, so my experience when I was in the military as a young soldier, when I first got there, I didn't have a car. But as me not having a car, I still left post. Whereas most of my other single female soldier friends, they never left post. As a matter of fact, they didn't even want to leave post. And when they did leave post, it was like they were in shock because um they didn't get the attention off post that they got on post. A lot of females do not get the attention off post that they get on post because the men outnumber the women on post. The men outnumber the women on post. And my first duty station, I was at the NTC. And besides the Army wives and us females that worked in headquarters and the medic, it was really no men, no women on post. Because women weren't in the armory and they weren't in the battalion. So because they weren't in the army and the battalion, there were a lot of men to the women. So it was like my first duty station. It was like 20 dudes to every one female, and I'm talking about that's married women and single women. So it was a whole different world, and that is why I say that when I told my first husband that as long as it don't come to me, I'm good. Long as I ain't got people knocking on my door, I'm good with it. Because I knew military dudes, all the dudes I knew cheated. I knew military dudes, they would be gone for 3 or 4 days with their side chick. And what would end up happening would be is when when I went to the civilian world, I was like, I knew a dude, he would stay away from home for 2 or 3 days. And my brother would be like, he married. I was like, that dude ain't married. He gone out the house for 2 or 3 days. My brother was like, that dude married. That was my brother best friend. He be gone. I'd be like, how he always out in the street? Y'all, guess what? I ain't find out he was married till I started working with his wife. I started teaching, and she ended up being my aide, my teacher's aide. And she was like, could you stop trading cars with my husband? I was like, huh? He was like, my husband drove your car. Yeah, your husband drove my car because that's my brother friend. And he asked me, could he use my car? But I didn't know that dude was married. Because civilian dudes, how he get the excuse to leave? Would he tell you that he gone for 3 days? That's what my question was to her. Would he say to you that he gone for 3 days? So you understand what I'm saying? So I knew military dudes, they'll tell their wives they going to the field and they be with their side chick. So that's why I said in reference to my first husband. My second husband, it was a little different. He drove trucks. My position was, I knew my place. I knew my position. My position was, this is my house. And this right here, don't bother this. This ain't gonna be defiled. Now, whatever you doing out there, keep it out there. But this in here ain't gonna be defiled. And that's how it was with my first marriage too. And I have had a situation where I've had the other woman decide she want to knock on my door. It was what it was. She ain't knock no more. I invited her in for dinner and everything. Girl, come on in and eat. But she decided to wait in the car. He wasn't going nowhere till he ate dinner. I ain't care where he went after that. Because I slaved over the kitchen. I see it. Hey, UNC girl, how are you? And I know y'all probably think that's a weird way to do things. But one thing about me as the wife, my household was never disrupted. My bank account was never disrupted. My sanity was never disrupted. It was what it was. Now, as the side chick, there is no reason that a side chick should ever be arguing with a wife. If a side chick is arguing with a wife, it's the husband's fault. It is the husband's fault. It's always the husband's fault. Because the husband has the side chick has no allegiance to the wife, but he does have allegiance to that wife. It's his fault. It's the man's fault. It is that husband's fault. Or if it's a side dude, it's the wife's fault. It's always the husband's fault or the wife's fault, whichever one is cheating. Because that that spouse is the one who made the vows and before everybody and to God that he was going, you know, not cheat and not bother to be wandering and not trying to have extra families and side chicks and side dudes. Would you say it's everybody's fault? You fighting them all? The reason why I say it's the husband's fault because or the husband or the wife's fault. Depending upon it's the cheating spouse's fault. Let's put it that way. It's the cheating because I'm not gonna say it's the wife's fault or the husband. It's the cheating spouse's fault. And the reason why I say it's the cheating spouse's fault is because again, the cheating spouse is the person that made the vow to the other spouse. And the cheating spouse should have enough respect for first off, they should have enough respect for their household not to cheat. That's first. And if they do cheat, they should have enough respect that the spouse is not put in any situation, any compromising, dangerous type situation. Would you say your husband got to answer to God and the B got to answer to you? All right, all right. Y'all, my dog is over there and a picture just fell on her, y'all. It is that, but it's that cheating spouse's responsibility, you right, to keep everything separate and keep everybody separate. Um as the side chick, you disrespectful chick, when you running up on that man's spouse and she has not you disrespectful chick, you ain't got nothing to say to that man's spouse, period. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. As the side chick should never have anything to say to the spouse. Nothing. 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 The side person should never have anything to say to the spouse. Nothing. What can you say? I'm sorry. My bad. I shouldn't have been there. What you gonna say? Nothing. It's nothing that you can say. Remove yourself from the situation and let them handle whatever they're gonna handle. But what would I look like as the side chick going to try and fight that man's spouse? I don't care what he told me. If they still living together or they still in their situation until he gives you divorce papers and say, I'm legally divorced, it ain't really nothing I can say. I have not as the side chick has nothing to say. All the side chick can say is, my name Bennett and I ain't in it. Step back, let them do whatever they're gonna do. It ain't nowhere in hell I'm definitely gonna be on YouTube or any social media arguing with the spouse. I'm not gonna be on here arguing with nobody's wife. For what? For what? If I was messing with somebody today and their wife ran up on me and was like, "You messing with my husband right now, blah blah, whatever, whatever." I'm sorry. I'm out of this. Especially if they have kids. You right. If they, what point can you prove? Please tell me what point you gonna prove on Facebook. Please tell me what point you gonna prove on Facebook. Who can say I'm pregnant? The side chick or the wife? Hey GP, y'all, my boyfriend came in the room. Hey GP, how are you? Who can say they pregnant, GP? The wife or the wife or the side chick? It don't matter. And if the side chick say she pregnant, guess what? She was wrong too. Cause how you gonna get pregnant by somebody that ain't served, that ain't that ain't made a full commitment to you? Please tell me how you done got pregnant by, if you the side chick and you done got pregnant by this man, how you done got pregnant by somebody that didn't make a full commitment to you? I'm laughing at you now. Oh, the side dinner. She again, how can she say that she pregnant by somebody and the man ain't made a full commitment to her? Please tell me that. You right. That's a stupid side chick. She ain't learned her position. She not playing her role. Cause part of the role is you ain't getting pregnant. Hey Mama D, how are you? That's part of the role. You not getting pregnant. How you gonna get pregnant? What y'all gonna have? What? I'm gonna send you over to see your daddy this weekend and your stepsisters and brothers. What? You gonna keep the kids while they go on vacation, and she gonna keep your kids while you go on vacation with them? Come on, come on. Now Nick Cannon, he a different situation. Do he got side chicks or do he have a harem? Does he have side chicks or is that a harem he have? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. That's what Nick Cannon. She say ask Nick Cannon. You know what? Some side chick goals might be to get pregnant. And it is sad. And it is true. But guess what? How dumb is she gonna feel when she just sitting on the side, stuck with a baby? That's all she got. But this is my other thing. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. With all of these laws and the way the laws are working and the way the laws have been changed, you have to be careful as a side chick of these days, especially here on this here social media platforms for made for entertainment, that your words don't come back to bite you in the ass. Because think about it. If I was the wife, I'd be capturing all of them conversations that you barking at me and my husband barking at me online about. and doing, and then I'm taking both of y'all to court for alienation of affection. Boom, there you go. And I'm gonna sue you. And if you don't think it can be done, it was done in North Carolina a couple of times by a couple of women who husband left them for the secretary or whatever, and the wife ended up suing them. Not only did she get half in the divorce, but then she got half of whatever they got. I'm just saying. So while you out here running your mouth, you better be careful. While you're out here running your mouth, you better be careful. And that's not true, GP. Not every side chick is looking to be wifed up. Not every side chick is looking to be wifed up. I promise you. I had an opportunity to be cooked up when I was a side chick. I was like, bruh, are you crazy? Nope. I like our situation the way it is. He was like, I'm leaving my wife. I was like, nah, that's I stay with her. I was like, stay there. I said, because the way I found you, somebody else gonna find you the same way. You ain't gonna be trading me in for a younger model. I promise you that. I was like, I was like, I say now, I see if you left her, then we dated or whatever, whatever. But don't leave your wife thinking that you're gonna come live at my house. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. That's something that people can explore. If that's something that somebody want to be in a polygamous situation, do that. But everybody, you got to remember, with a polygamous situation, everybody in the situation got to agree to be there. Ah, got messed around. Okay. Okay. But yeah, everybody don't want to be in a polygamous situation. Some people, um, and when it comes to polygamy, you gotta remember, polygamy means more than one. Everybody gotta be in agreement. Now, looking at these polygamous husband shows that be on Sister Wives and all that stuff, guess what? To me, it seems like most of them women don't want to be in a polygamous uh they don't seem like they want to be in a polygamy situation. And you're right, everybody in a polygamous situation, they know about it. But it seemed like with this, okay, so okay, UNC girl says, Viv, I like you. Please stop claiming the side chick role in the B sector. We need a group chat to discuss that if necessary, because people are judgmental. I don't want you out here like that. And you know what? I understand that. And I accept that. I receive that. Um But I am honest. I try to be honest if I'm nothing else. I try to be honest if I'm not anything else. This says I watch Sister Wives and they know the deal. Yeah, they do know the deal, Cole's World, but the issue is they get in that situation and then they get jealous. Uh a lot of times, and you're right, I don't owe these people anything. I understand that. I do accept that, UNC girl. And I haven't been, honestly, I haven't even been, guess what? I left it alone. Everybody else, since this situation came up, everybody else been bringing it up. I'm laughing at it. They want Jay Wilson. See, the thing is, I'm going to tell you what it is. What I see is people want Jay Wilson to condemn me because of what I've said in the past. But you can't condemn me. Can't nobody can't can't nobody in this beef sector condemn me. Hey Felicia, how are you? And I understand that there's nobody on this earth um that can condemn me. Can you make commentary on it? They make commentary on me in all the time. They make commentary on Jesus Christ. Not saying that I'm Jesus Christ, but I'm just saying. So that's how it is. Okay, Season of the Witch says, yep, they be wanting a man of themselves, but according to them, that's a part of their religion to work on perfect acceptance. So it's a trial. And they never overcome it. They always end up getting divorced. And Cole's World, guess what? A lot of times cheating is going on, and we just call it cheating. But it's like polygamy because everybody know what was going on. You said you'd rather be known as a killer than a side chick. Guess what? I've been known as a killer and I've been known as a side chick. I was in the military. And people can call me whatever they want to call me, but it's what I choose to answer to. And my thing is, I'm at a point now in my life that, look, y'all, I'm 53. I know who I am. I know what I've done. Um, I've made repentance for what I've done. Um, have I been a side chick? Yes, I've been a side chick. Have I done things I'm not proud of? Yes, I've done things I'm not proud of. But everything I've done in my life, I use it as a learning lesson. I use it as a stepping stool. I use that test and I've turned that test into testimonies. Am I bragging about being a side chick? Um, no, if you I would tell you if you are thinking about being in a relationship with a married person, don't do it. Um, no, I'm not still occupying that position. I would tell you if you are uh thinking about being in a relationship with someone other than the person, like if you and if you find yourself in a position where you became the side chick and you didn't know you were the side chick or the side dude, because there's some people that get in those positions and they don't even know that they're in a position. Like I said, i.e., the my brother's friend, i.e., my brother's friend. I didn't realize that that dude was married. I did not know he was married because as a civilian, I never knew any civilian people that could be gone out away from their house for 3 or 4 days and they wife not questioning where you at, who you with, what you doing, why your ass ain't at home with me and the kids. Tell me how many men or women y'all know could just disappear out their house for 3 or 4 days and ain't nobody calling to check up on them. That's in a relationship. And you're right. A lot of people they lie about what's going on and they get caught up in third party BS. But wait a minute. She said I burned my oxtails last week because I was working and cooking. Did I tell anybody? Nope. Does that make me a liar? Nope. I just took my L in silence. Okay, let me see. All right, so I'm going to put this out here because just in case y'all got some, look, I have no problem with pushback. Only thing I ask is that we be respectful. That's the only thing I ask is that we be respectful. That's the only thing I ask. All right, so we got somebody up here on the panel. Hey, Mahogany, is that you, my darling?
Yes, ma'am, it's me. How you doing?
I'm fine. Look, I had to put my banner up because bro Jay Wilson, he got porn bomb, and I ain't trying to get porn bomb.
I
I
heard.
don't want no bombing or no porn.
Yes, you gotta be careful, honey. I'm back and forth. I've been listening in a little. I have a little bit to say. I just thought I'd share. But me and you have the military thing in common. So I agree with what you said, especially about being on post. It's not the real world. It's like a little mini world, and it's very much protected and guided. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the just my feelings on it, if that's okay.
Go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel a certain way about it because I've been through it. I think a lot of women probably have been through it and just maybe not even known they've been through it. Um, I've been in a position of not realizing that it was both ways. I've been in a position where I was dating somebody, didn't know that they had somebody else, like you said, they weren't honest. And so I was side chick, didn't even realize it. Once I realized it, of course, I did what I had to do to end that. But the fact is, some people are honest and some people aren't. You can't, people are people. I will say this, you have a decision to make once you do find out the truth. If you didn't know the truth before, you do have that decision to make. Some people won't even give you that courtesy. Some people will lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and try to have their cake and eat it too. You do have those type of people out there. So you just, when you date, you just have to be careful, use your common sense. If some things don't look right, they're probably not right. For instance, we went out and all of a sudden we went out several times, but one day there was a baby seat in the car. And I'm like, there's a baby seat in your car. And it was all these excuses of who the baby seat belonged to and this and that. And all these just little things that it was like, okay, this is happening too much. Too much is you're stepping out of the room to make your phone call. It was a lot of clues, that gave way. And I just, it wasn't hard to figure out.
You ain't never met none of his folks. You can't go to his mama house.
Right.
You don't know his friends.
Uh-huh.
Why you gotta, like you said, stepped out of the room? How come we always got? Why ain't can't go to your house?
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. And a lot of these people, they're good at the lies. I mean, because they've been doing it a while. Chances are you're not the first person. And
Hold on. I got one even better for you. All right, listen, y'all. How come every time I come over your house, ain't no pictures of you up nowhere? That's
uh-huh.
cause you. That's cause either he taking you to his boy's crib,
Mm-hmm.
or like some dudes I knew in the military. It was 6 of them. They had rented an apartment.
Oh yeah, they will do them. They lie and cover for each other. Or ladies, pay attention to this: if the place that they take you to is a little bit too well designed, because most men don't have that much effort. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't tend to like flowers and stuff like that. So if you see a bunch of potpourri and flowers around, you better believe that they're probably taking you someplace that doesn't belong to them alone. So yeah. Peace to the chat. I can't even see y'all, but peace to y'all. I felt like I had some more to say, but it's not coming to me right now. But
Okay, listen at this. UNC Girl says once you get to a certain level of maturity, you have to be responsible and vet men thoroughly. Don't be so thirsty that you ignore the red flags. That's a sermon in its.
Yeah. As you get older, you definitely pick up on stuff a lot faster, and because by then you done been through the okey doke, through the rodeo. You kind of know what to look for. Yeah. But I did, Vivian, I did a video years ago about just because, like, on social media, there was a show. What's the name of the show? Real Housewives or something. But I can't remember the name of that couple. But it used to be back in the day when women were in relationships like that. They were quiet. They were, they knew kind of the place. It was a lot of people knew what was going on, but those women didn't say anything about it. But now, when you look at some of these TV shows and stuff, it's not the same as what it used to be.
That's because people are trying to do too much. They trying to do too much. They trying to do too much. And you'll see girls saying maybe in 1997, but that would be hard in 2022. I promise you, you'll see girl. I know this dude that got a house. He got a 4-bedroom house. He got 3 of his boys that pay him rent every month. And each one of them got like a little room. It's like their other room that they go and they stay with that dude.
Yeah, it's nothing surprised me. I've seen it all. Nothing surprised me.
And this is civilian guy. This has been since I've been out the military. When I was in the military, like I said, it was dudes. It was 6 dudes. They had an apartment. They had a 3-bedroom apartment. When I got out the military, 4 dudes I knew.
Oh yeah.
And the female don't always be knowing, or at least she be pretending like she don't know.
Right. You got that type of woman that doesn't know, and then you got the type of woman that does know. Just remember, I'll just say I'll just say it like this. If you agree to that type of thing, just realize that you're never really going to be first place, because you weren't there first place to begin with. And then also, how you get them is kind of how you tend to lose them. So you just got to keep that in mind. I think what a lot of women get it twisted is that they think that there's something so special about them. I've told the story. I was cheated on in the past, and the main thing I see with women and why they're able to be honest, not be a true sister to another woman, because that's not true sisterhood. I'm gonna be honest. especially if the woman knows nothing about it. Now, there are some women that know what their husbands are doing. They know, and they're okay with it. That's a whole different subject. But when you're willing to do that and you just flat out don't care about the other person, um, you are there's a lack of sisterhood. There's a lack of just being caring for another woman. It says a
Okay,
lot.
can I tell you what my story was? I'm gonna tell you why I didn't care when I was doing what I was doing.
Sure.
First off, it's like I ain't know her.
Right, right.
I don't know you. And they ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't bothering you. I ain't bothering nothing in your household except your husband.
Mm,
I mean, and honestly, that's the way I thought about it. Um,
and then what happened?
and then I woke up. I decided that, Viv, you trying to get your life better. You trying to get closer to God. You trying to get a better relationship with the universe and do the right thing. And this ain't the right thing.
What made you, just something inside you made you come to that
I
realization?
grew the fuck up. Excuse my language. I grew up.
Hmm.
Maturity. Maturity.
And that's the thing too. I do believe that people change, and they learn from the mistakes they make, because we've all made mistakes. I believe that too. I'm not one of these people that believes in nailing people to the cross, honey, for something that they did in their life. I'm not one of those. But
But the
I'll
difference between me and most people is, like UNC girl said, a lot of people are delusional about things that they doing. I could lie. Listen, y'all. We can lie to ourselves. We can lie to each other. But we can't lie to God. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep lying and making yourself believing that, oh, I'm doing her a service. If it wasn't me, I'm keeping him from punching on her throat because she getting on his nerves. Girl, please. Wake
And
the heck up.
you're right about that. And then a lot of times, what that woman might be going through, trust me, it's hardly going to change. If you do become the replacement, it's not going to change. And that's what I was going to say. There's always two sides to a story, because they're going to make, child, let me tell you, I'll just put myself out there. That other woman was being told that, honey, I was the meanest, I was the most awfulest, I was the worst, I was a gold digger, all this horrible stuff. Come to find out, absolutely none of it was true. So, ladies, you have to use your brains, and I see that often, where it's just they don't even think to do some research about the person. They just believe what they're being told. But of course, they're going to tell you stuff like that.
Well, okay, I got to tell you this,
Go
Mahogany.
ahead.
As
Go ahead.
a side chick, it ain't my responsibility to do research about the other woman. It's my responsibility to stay out of her business and stay from over there.
That too, but like I said, there when you're dealing with this,
My thing is, would you rather me find out, have a come to Jesus moment, and bow out gracefully, or be like, girl, your husband cheating on you with me?
honestly, okay,
Girl,
so this is
all right,
deep.
how about this? I'm scary. I ain't coming over your house because one or two things gonna happen. If you jump at me, I'm just gonna, and we'll have a gunfight or something. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm not even gonna put myself in that position where I'm gonna run up on you and harass you.
Well, that's
I'm
the
just gonna bow gracefully. I'm
well,
gonna do a womanly thing and back up.
that's the thing, Vivian. There's no rules to it. And that's the thing. You don't know the type of woman I am. Like, I am a little bit crazy. So it would be best for you not to confront me. But then, at the same time, I want to know things. I'm nosy as hell. I want to know what's going on. If something's going on and I need to know, yes, it's the come on in
But
here.
see, the thing is, if I come and tell you, then you crazy as hell. Then now I gotta contend with. I'm trying to be the good Samaritan. Now I'm getting punched in my eye. I'm being a good Samaritan. to come see your husband, and now they got punched in the eye. Let me think about it. Do I want a black eye and us fighting, or do I want to just bow gracefully? I'm gonna bow gracefully.
You know what? Well, see, you're different, Viv. A lot of these women are like they're very confrontational, and so it's just a whole mess. I will say this. Can I just tell you this? There's a lady on YouTube. She's not in this sector, but she talks about her story. She has a scar on her face from a domestic violence situation to where she confronted another woman basically on her husband's behalf. I'm not going to get into that. But she has, and I respect that she's out here sharing this story. Ladies, don't do it. Just try and stay out of those situations. It's just not worth it. Because like I was saying, you could run into somebody like me that's crazy as hell, a little bit unstable. You just don't know what you're going to get, and at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Now she's wearing a scar. She has a scar from where the girl cut her in defense because she went over there trying to fight the girl. She even did jail time. And do you think that man? Do you think that person changed their ways? He didn't. He just continued to do what he was doing, but she has a permanent scar on her face for the rest of her life. So it's to me, it's just not worth it. I hope I'm
And
not.
and Mahogany, you might agree with me. And the reason why I talk about the reason why I said that, guys, that the military is a whole different world than civilian life is because I've seen guys again. I don't know if you've run into a Mahogany where you had the guys that all right, UNC girl, thank you so much, sweetheart, for coming over. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, thank
You now have you or have you not seen the situations where you had a guys that decide that I'm a cheat and they be having a whole wife at home and having a whole girlfriend on the side, and the wife
you.
never knows anything about it.
Oh, yes, a whole family, a whole family. It actually happened in my own family. I talked about this a little bit. A whole side child outside of the marriage that came knocking on the door, honey. 18 years later, she came knocking on the door looking looking for her daddy. Real talk.
Y'all listen, when I was in the army, when I was at NTC, it was this young lady. She was humping out of both drawers legs.
What the-
She was she was in the dent she was in the dentac. She was
Oh
in the
yeah.
dental she was in the dental clinic. And what happened was she had a situation where, like I said, she was humping out of all both drawers legs. And she was, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, she wasn't a very attractive young lady. She was ugly as sin. She was ugly as homemade sin. She was skinny. She didn't ever have her hair combed. She wasn't a very attractive young lady. Again, as I said though, you don't have to be an attractive young lady at NTC. It's 20 to 30 guys to every one female.
Mm.
What ended up happening was, y'all know what, when they found out that she had AIDS,
Oh man.
when they were getting whole families tested.
Child.
I went to Germany and my girlfriend ended up in Germany. She was like, Posha girl, you know that girl that was in the that lived in the that was in the dental clinic that you would never let do your teeth. I was like, yeah. She's like, Posha girl, let me tell you what happened. She was like, girl, they started sending letters out. They found out she had the AIDS. I said, what? I said,
Hmm.
that girl ain't been in the army for a year. How she already got, she wouldn't have AIDS, she'd have HIV, number one. And how they find out? She went to the hospital because she thought she had an STD. When
Hmm.
they did the blood panel, she had HIV. When you get a blood panel done, biomedical maintenance, biomedical, uh, they call you in. It's like the health department.
Uh-huh.
They talk to you, and you have to give them a list of all your sexual partners
Mm-hmm.
that you know of. Then once they were like, but you've been having sex with a lot of people. They ended up putting like a little blurb in the TV on the little screen and in the newspaper on posts.
Oh, wow.
They had whole families down there being tested,
You
husbands and wives.
you know, as sad as that story is, nothing surprises me. I got a story for you. In college, this is when I was going to school in Myrtle Beach. I had I was lucky enough to have my own room, thank goodness. I went back to school as an adult. I told y'all this. And so anyway, but I had these young girls across the hall from me. They were roommates. A couple of them, like I tried to tell you, some of these girls are putting themselves through school, stripping and doing all that. That's fine, honey. Ain't, but do whatever you need to do, honey. But one of them, she was a very attractive young Asian girl. And do you know, one day she came and let me know that things didn't look so good down there. And she knew my background in the medical field at that time. And she asked me what she thought. And I told her, I said, well, there's a campus clinic you need to go. And she was like, no, I'm afraid to go to the campus clinic because, she was just afraid it would get out. And I was like, no, it shouldn't. All your stuff should be confidential. But she insisted that she didn't want to go. So she found a clinic off of the college campus. I'm saying all this to say, and she went through a lot of young men on that college campus. And let me just say, she had the look of a very homely young girl. So you never know. You can never go by the look. She was just as innocent as she could be, glasses and all. But she had something that she had that gift that kept on giving, honey. Innocent looking, not. So that's the point. That's a very good learning story that you just told. You can't tell by looks. You really can't.
So that is my take on wives knowing your position. Wives, they should know their position. The wife is always gonna be the wife. Um, she's gonna be there. Side chick, you just gotta learn. It's not a good position to be in. Y'all know y'all do know when the side chick holidays are, right?
I can guess.
The day after. February 14th, he gonna be with his wife. February 15th or February 12th. 13th, you might get something. You might get a quickie. December 25th, he gonna be with his family. He bringing the new year. He gonna celebrate singing fa la 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 and kissing his wife and family under the Christmas tree. The 26th, you might end up with your gift. You might even end up with your gift on Christmas Eve. What's that? Thanksgiving. He ain't coming to eat no stuffing with you. Not happening. New Year's Eve, he definitely ain't bringing the New Year's in with you. So don't even ask him. Just saying.
And pay attention to those things, ladies. If you're in the position where you don't know, pay attention to those things. Like, why is he always so busy to do this, to do that? Just pay attention. And I just believe, I don't care about the numbers. I believe there's enough human beings on the planet to where you don't have to be second fiddle to anybody. I refuse. Mahogany Roots is not going to be second fiddle to another one, period. I'm not going to be, and you don't have to be either. That's just my feeling about it. You deserve to be number one, somebody's number one. Okay.
And I'm not gonna be just anybody's number one.
Right.
I'm just not gonna be anybody's number one.
Right. Well, this is really good. And I liked how you incorporated it, especially when you incorporated that military talk, honey, because I felt like, because it is a different world. It really is. It's completely different.
And a lot of people, they don't realize that it's a whole totally different world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole world out there. The military is a whole totally different world than the
Mm-hmm.
civilian. Well, you guys, it has been an hour, and I thank you guys for coming up here and hanging out with me. Mahogany, you got any last words you want to give my folk? You got anything you want to tell them where you're at, how to find you?
Oh, thank you, thank you. I am. My name is Mahogany Wheaton MJ. My channel is very diverse. You can just look me up by name, honey. I'm kind of in a bunch of different sectors, but mostly I'm in the Black sector. Um, like I said, just come over and see what I'm about. It's quite random. You never know what you're going to get. But I just appreciate you letting me up and having my little 2 cents about this, because and I appreciate your honesty about what you said. That's the thing. Like, I feel like people need to just be honest about where they are in their lives, where they have been in the past in their lives. We've all done stuff. We've all been places. I've been through this before in the past. I've also been on the other side where I was the side chick, didn't know I was the side chick. So it's important for us to be honest with ourselves along with other people. So I thought this was great. I enjoyed it. Oh, Vivi, you're muted. But peace, sweetie. You're muted, Vivi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that your channel, Mahogany? I
Uh,
think it's your channel.
oh, well, thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, check me out. Thank you, Vivi. I guess I'll hop down and let you end your show.
All right, sweetheart. So you guys go and please check out Miss Mahogany. She is a wonderful young lady. She's a veteran, as am I. And y'all listen again. For all of y'all who say, "Ooh, Vivian is glorifying a side chick," and she is um big up in side chicks. No, I would tell you if you're in that position, you might want to rethink your position. You might want to rethink your role because that's what it is. It's a role. Um, because the wife is in the position that she's there, or the girlfriend, whoever's number one. I would just say that rethink your rethink your role. Um, my truth is, yeah, I was a side chick, but when uh I decided that I didn't no longer want to be a side chick, I had to be truthful to me, and you'll get there. You will get there. Um, turn your test into a testimony, ladies and gentlemen. As for the cheating spouse, God bless you. I can't judge you. I can't judge you. All I can do is say, stop lying to yourself and those two people. Because and if there are children involved, stop hurting your children because it's hurting your children. Because guess what? You are taking, I say it's not taking money out of their pocket and things of that nature, but it is. Because every time he has to pay for a hotel, that's taking money out of the family budget. Every time he has to buy, take the side piece out to dinner or take do whatever for the side piece, it's taking money out of the family budget that could or could not be there. So everybody learn from this. Taking responsibility for your situations. And I am going to say this. Hey, Dr. Brown. I am going to say this. As my mom always says, live, love, and laugh. And as my dad always says, Lord, make us a blessing so we can be a blessing. I hope I was a blessing to somebody. I hope somebody got this word and received it today. Please, sir, please, ma'am, the moral of the story, do not involve yourself in other people's marital situations. And I'm out. Deuces.